Hello, everybody. Well, welcome to all of you. As always, I say that every week, but I mean it 100% because we're delighted to have your company. And I'm delighted also to have the company today of the wonderful Penny Kocher. Penny is the first person I've had on these Tuesday talks who I could genuinely say is a friend of mine.
Oh, how lovely.
We met. Well, we met really bizarrely. She's somebody that I don't know, I started to have a conversation with on Twitter when I first launched at Fabulous Forever, which was lovely. And then what happened was she asked me about the makeup because she was doing this blog, and she came over to my flat and I did a makeover on her. Do you remember that, Penny? Yeah.
I do.
It was lovely. And then we subsequently, for the last 6-7 years, we've tried to meet about twice a year. And we usually meet at the Victoria and Albert Museum, where there is often an exhibition on in some form of fashion that we are both interested in. We go to the exhibition, but what we really go for is the tea and the delicious cream cakes that they have in the Vienna.
And the chat.
The chat, the company, Penny, the company we have with each other.
Face, you know.
Yes, we're very, very different people, and we have a completely different style and approach to fashion. But I think opposites attract sometimes, and I certainly feel that with you, Penny, that we are very, very different. But we have it's been lovely making your acquaintance over the years. So
we have a lot of in common as well, I think. So, and that may come up in our talk.
Indeed,
together,
we're sort of very different, but at the same time, as you say, we have a lot to say to each other that rings true with each other. So I'm just going to start because you have this amazing blog with lots of followers, which is called the Frugal Fashion Shopper. And my first question to you really is, why did you decide to start writing a blog?
Well, I don't know how to start off with this, because was it the writing? Because I absolutely adore writing, and I've been thinking of how I could get my writing out into the wider world. So, I'd been thinking about starting a blog for a long time. And then, of course, I love clothes. And I retired, and people, do sort out your pension, because I was never going to get old, Tricia, so I didn't sort out my pension. So really, financially, I needed to be frugal from the word go. So obviously, I started going to charity shops seriously. Didn't buy anything new, and found that I was actually quite good at picking out what suited me. So so that's why I started Frugal Fashion Shopper. But of course, I don't know if any of you have seen the blog, but rather like you, Tricia, your blog is not just about makeup. Mine is not just about clothes. It's about life, really, and books and films once a month, and also I do touch on the subject of aging. I'm really interested in the aging process for me, and I started the blog 7 years ago, so I have noticed a difference. I have. Oh my goodness. So, but I've also found, you've done this in a very big way. What I absolutely adore about the blog now is that I've built up a kind of a community of women, lovely women, and they communicate every week whenever I write a blog. Sometimes they reply to each other, which I think is wonderful.
Yeah, I mean that sort of aspect of the community and the finding kindred spirits. I think that's the thing. That's what's so lovely about my blog as well. You know, I have exactly the same thing. And of course, what we've built up with the Super Troopers page on Facebook and so on. Do put any questions to Penny in the chat function, because Bryony will be asking those questions after we've had our little individual chats in smaller groups. My second question to you is about style, because I am full of admiration for your style. You're an immensely stylish person, and whenever I meet you in the V&A, I can usually spot you if I walk into the restaurant, because there is sitting there this wonderfully stylish person. How would you describe your style?
Well, I attempt to look a little bit edgy, you know, a little bit rocker, and occasionally steampunk. You know, I like that kind of look. And I have got, you know, some amazing, I would say my signature style is the skirt. I have got some amazing skirts, and then I have, you know, various little jackets. Well, I can see one sequined one in my wardrobe, and always a hat, a big hat. But Tricia, I don't always achieve it, and very often I just look preppy with a sort of, you know, a blazer and a grey blazer and grey jeans, you know. And of course, you know, throughout these past few months, I've had very little opportunity to dress up. So actually, I've actually got out a few of my clothes. So it's so nice to say, oh, hello. That's that lovely skirt.
We do want to have a look at some of your clothes in a second or two. You've just said, did you say steampunk?
Yes, I don't truly understand
no idea what that is. So,
but I think it's a quite ornate Edwardian style of dressing. And my great ambition, I haven't done it yet. I want to go to a steampunk fair, and I just think they hold them in Eastbourne, and I will dress up and see if I've dressed up correctly.
I love that idea. I mean, obviously it'll be on your blog, so you have to take lots of photographs.
Well, I will.
So I think you can see in this conversation that I'm having with Penny that she has a very different approach to style from me. I would say my style is touches of Theresa May with a bit of Angela Merkel thrown in.
Good heavens above.
Quite boring.
No, you're classic.
Okay, thank
very
you.
gorgeous.
That's a nice way to describe it. Classic. I like that.
Yeah. No. Yes.
Yes. Classic, possibly, but classic does verge onto the rather staid and boring.
No.
Quite like jacket.
No, you do your colours beautifully.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's just talk about charity shop. Charity clothes shopping, because there's a real skill to it. I've been shopping with you where we went up to Wimbledon Village, which I think was quite rich pickings actually, because Wimbledon Village is a rich area. Yes. And I found that going into a charity shop with you to look at the clothes was a very, very different experience from, I'm sure from going in with an ordinary person, because you're like a heat-seeking missile. I mean, you just go into these shops. You're brilliant. You just go into these shops and you just have this absolutely brilliant sense that A, you're going to find something, which is quite important, and B, that you know exactly how to, you know, almost truffle out the perfect item. So tell me a little bit about your approach to shopping in a charity shop.
Sometimes I can tell almost, you know, as soon as I put a foot inside the charity shop that it's not going to work, that they won't have reasonable stuff or stuff that I like. But what I often do is run my hands along the rack, and I'm looking for wool and cotton and linen and actually tulle or whatever it's called. I've got a lovely skirt that I'll show you in a moment.
Do you want to show it now?
Oh yes.
I think you should show to us now as you reference. Oh my goodness.
Now, I don't know whether you can see this. This is the most gorgeous material. It's like a ballerina's tutu, but not quite so sticky out. It's sort of, Tricia, I shall wear it next time we meet in the V&A. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Right. So that was £3, by the way.
So where did you buy that?
In New Haven. So, yeah. So you've got to know your area. I mean, that's before you put your foot inside a charity shop. You know, you've got to know your area. You've got to find out whether the area will provide lots of good styles and clothing. So if you continue to not find anything that you like, I mean, you've got to actually go wider and go further afield and look in other places, other towns, other cities. And because there's always a bargain there. And yes, so continuing the fact that I will actually run my hands along a rack, you're looking for quality. This is one thing I really must emphasize, that because they're cheap or frugal and inexpensive, you're not looking for rubbish. You're looking for a quality garment, and that's one of the key things. And this about the third key thing. So it's running your hand down everything, looking for the good quality material. The thing is, be prepared to walk out with nothing. You must walk out. Don't think, oh gosh, that top, it's only £2.50. Should I get it because it's such a bargain? No, only get it if it's absolutely fitting into your wardrobe and a quality garment. I mean, sometimes you can find the most amazing labels, you know? By the way, going back to this amazing skirt, I wonder if I can go back a bit and show it to you. I mean, it really is astonishing. Right. I was in London. I think it was the Royal Academy. I think anyway. I found myself outside Alexander McQueen's shop, and in the window was a model with a skirt just like that in black, and studded boots and a leather jacket.
Right.
So that's my kind of outfit. That's for me. So I went looking. That's another thing. You go looking. So I got the tulle skirt. I have studded boots, and I have a little leather jacket. So there you are. That's my Alexander McQueen copy.
I was actually going to ask you what you would wear that tulle skirt.
Tulle. Yeah. Well, I think I'll wear it up. I'll wear it up to the V&A.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I look forward to that. So I'll sit there looking like Angela Merkel, and you can look like a rock star.
and I got exactly the hat that will go with it, because the hats I put out won't. Yes, no, it's put away, but yeah, I know exactly the hat. Quite a wide brimmed one, a bit kind of Mexican sombrero. Yeah, yeah.
Sounds absolutely.
So you see, this is what I believe in passionately. That I'm in my mid-70s in June. Yeah, that's my birthday. Yeah, Hey, don't apologize for your age. And I know your super troopers don't. I know that you're a really feisty lot. But I think for women, some women do worry about what they're going to wear and is it appropriate? And that's one of my great passions, and something that I emphasize over and over again in in my blog, that you can please wear what your heart longs for. In fact, I cannot stand the words age-appropriate clothes. I've softened a bit about comfortable clothes, because I think for the last few months that's all I've been wearing.
I mean, the thing is that if you are in, my big comfort thing is shoes. If your feet are terribly uncomfortable, then it's difficult to walk, and you know.
Yes. Oh, sure. Absolutely sure.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I don't think we should sort of slide into comfy stuff just for the sake of it. And I totally support what you're just saying about, you know, wear what you love, wear what you're passionate about. I mean, I can hear from your voice and what you're talking about there that you know, you love this idea of seeing something in Alexander McQueen and thinking, I could do that. You know, I could look like that. What would you say over the years is your best ever, I know, buy in a charity shop?
Oh dear me. Well, I do think that tulle skirt is because it was so inexpensive. I'll show you a gorgeous dress, and then this is another example of how you must walk out of it. Yeah. Okay. Bexhill in East Sussex has about 20 charity shops, maybe more. And I have a friend there, and occasionally I go around, and very often I find nothing, because it's, you know, it's quite a deprived area. It's very difficult, you know. Anyway, but Bexhill is lovely, you know, so, and I've enjoyed it. Anyway, in one of my trips, I found this.
Wow.
£10. It's absolutely beautiful with that kind. These are strips of material, all the way through, and then that. So I would. It's very much a cruise dress. I mean, but I think I'm going to create parties where I wear this. Anyway, so that is one of my best dresses. I'd say. You see the material.
Yeah, that's lovely. It's how long is that skirt? Is that long?
A medium. No, it's just below the knee. Okay. So it's another one to wear.
So what would you wear with that on your bottom half? Would you wear boots with that?
Some women adore their handbags. Others are shoes. I don't do shoes. I'm dreadful. Partly because I gave up wearing heels. So I got stumpy studded boots. New, I didn't. And then I have lots of flats. So, but to make this, these kinds of skirts slightly edgy, I would always wear the studded boots.
Yeah.
When I wear those out, I shall get another. In fact, that's they're not Doc Martens. I'm actually dying to get a pair of Doc Martens. I wonder if I've got my studded boots. Yes. So with the tulle skirt, I'd be wearing those.
Yeah, I mean, that is very fashionable at the moment, isn't it? Very edgy. So you wear something quite delicate.
Exactly, and then you wear something plumpy. Yes, and robust. So, but I have so many. I don't know where to look, actually. I have so many good buys.
You recently found a Pierre Balmain.
Did. I'm wearing the dress that I bought with it, and then Pierre Balmain jacket. Whoa. So I shall put it on. It has got the characteristically large shoulder pads, but I've warmed them. I actually got a bit of a shock because you're not allowed to try them on. I had to. Anyway, I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be absolutely okay. Yes. So Pierre Balmain, and it was I don't know, £10, I think. So.
Yeah, but it's a very good illustration of the thing about quality and labels, and of course if you buy something like that, the material, the quality of the material is going to be amazing.
It's linen.
Yeah,
beautifully lined and linen. Yes, yeah,
absolutely. Okay, so and where else do you buy your clothes? You don't buy all your clothes in charity shops, do you? So what else do you do in terms of frugal fashion,
I
but
buy
buying
very
elsewhere?
nearly all my clothes in charity shops until that is the last few months. And then I started buying online, always in a sale. But that's got to stop. I mean, what do I? Well, obviously, I go to M&S for the underwear. And then I've just discovered that they are very good, and I should have known about it. They are very good at jeans. Their jeans are very nice. Yeah, yeah.
You found Mark's works for jeans. You're very slim, aren't you? What size are you?
Oh, I've gone up a size. I've got some lovely clothes here that I wonder whether I'll, I'm just getting another one I'll get into. Yeah. This is a beautiful, perhaps you can't see it's Devore velvet monsoon dress. And will I still fit into it? So I'm a 14. I'm a 14 now. I was 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, I like clothes with a waist, which is and that is actually been greatly helped by Pilates. Actually, Pilates has been brilliant for my waist.
So just give us some your top tips for charity shopping. Some things to really bear in mind when you go into a charity shop. What should we be doing? You've told us about running our hands along, but what are the things?
Well, I had it on the tip of my tongue just before I do the top tips. It's, as you go in, or as you sort of build up your confidence in going into a charity shop, or always think that it is an ethical choice to go into a charity shop, and that you're reusing, clothes that might have gone to landfill. I mean, there's, a lot more I could say about that, but it's a win-win situation. Because you're giving to charity, and you're giving a second chance to some clothes that are not loved at that particular moment. So it's a good feeling to go into a charity shop. And then once you're in it, I think my top tip would be always look. A lot of people say, well, I can never find anything, and then you find, well, they didn't find something once, so they don't go again. So as I'm passing a charity shop, I go in. I don't do it all the time. I like bookshops and exhibitions and things like that. But when always look. First tip, and then I think it's always be prepared to go out. Okay. So that is my, don't buy rubbish. You're not there to buy rubbish. You're there to buy the quality garment that you can find. And they are there. They are there. Yeah. So,
but you say things like don't impulse buy, and always buy, always look for the quality.
Yes. On the other hand, and here's something I haven't touched on, we talked about your style and my style. This is also something I'm really passionate about, is that we don't have to remain the same style for the rest of our lives. I've developed my edgy look. I wasn't like that when I worked, Tricia. I was far more classic. And I had, even though I worked in the voluntary sector, we in those days, we still dressed for the office with skirts and jackets. So, so my style has sort of transmogrified through the years. I've been retired. So I like to say to people who are a little bit sort of wary about wearing something short or high heels, or something inappropriate. I just don't believe in that word. So the thing is, it's very important to experiment with your style. And you can do that very inexpensively in a charity shop. So, you know, would that suit me? Could I wear it? You know, it's always a considered buy. You're not going in. That's my number one thing. You're not going in to buy rubbish because it's only £3 or £5. You're going to buy something brilliant. That means you're going to discard loads of stuff, you know. But
and do you ever find when you go into a charity shop that the prices are too high?
Oh, it does vary. My goodness, I made a couple of mistakes. When I started coming up to the V&A and meeting you, because I was retired, I found a charity shop in near Victoria Station. The prices were astonishing. They were extraordinary prices, and you know, £100. Okay, they were designer, some of them were, but the point is to go and find the designer in a charity shop that's not £100, you know. So prices do vary a lot, and it depends on the town, you know. New Haven, very, very reasonable, very, very cheap. Brighton, much more expensive. Lewis, which is a town not far from Brighton, yes, can be extremely expensive. But I think one of the most expensive shops was in Seaford. Seaford is another little town in East Sussex on the coast. It has some brilliant charity shops, actually. And I can never work out why it has such good charity shops, sometimes better, I think better than Brighton. And it's got a very mixed population with some interesting people living in Seaford. So charity shops are absolutely fantastic. And but one of them is extraordinarily expensive. So for me, it was expensive. I mean, obviously, there are people who can afford these prices, and obviously it's good for the charity. But I do. Everything is going up naturally, of course. So I used to buy dresses for £3 or £5. Everything in my local charity shop is £8 now.
Okay,
yeah, it's not much. It's not much lower than £8. No.
and when you've do you clear out your wardrobe every now and again? And
Oh my goodness! Yes, and I this is where I'm not very good at eBay and Marketplace and other places. I think it's something called Bpop or anyway. I'm just not good at those. So they all go back to the charity shop. Yeah. And in a way, although I ought to sell some of the things that I return, I like giving back to the charity shop. Yes, I feel that this is, you know, I don't have any standing orders to charity shops, but my goodness, I do support them through charity shop shopping. So, and do I? Yes. Oh my goodness, yes, I've just given them a huge sack.
Okay.
That was after several months of not going. Yeah. Yeah.
That is the ultimate recycling, isn't it? Yeah. So you've recycled them once. I'm assuming that at the end of lockdown, as charity shops open, they're going to be absolutely bulging with stuff because people have been doing massive clear outs, and the beneficiaries of those clear outs have largely been charity shops. So it could be a bonanza for you.
Yes, although we're not too bad. It was in the last lockdown, lockdown 2, that they seem to be. What happened in these 3-4 months is that both my local charity shops, and I've seen this elsewhere, they completely got rid of all their clothes and redid the floor and decorated. So funnily enough, I thought they were a bit understocked when I first returned. Although I obviously, you know, this is the dress. By the way, this dress, this spotty dress, had its labels on it, so it was new.
Okay.
That's another thing, you can actually find wonderful new clothes, you know, untouched and pristine.
Literally never worn. Well, we're going to go down into smaller groups in a minute. Before we do, just show us a couple of your hats.
Oh yes, I have to show you my hats. Yes, yes. I've got slightly more exotic hats. Now, who would want to buy a ditzy little hat like this? It's straw, by the way. It's absolutely delightful. Me.
That looks great. I love that on you.
Isn't that fantastic? I don't know. I really like that. It's very Brighton or Lewis. Funnily enough, I find that when I go out to London, although I'm threatening to wear that tulle skirt and studded boots, I find London's quite conventional. Here's I think this is actually almost, I think that's in the back. Yeah. What about that?
Yeah, that's great. I love it. It's wonderful.
Really nice. It. Yes. And then this one. Gorgeous. Actually, there's a little sad story about this that I was talking about this to a friend who at my funeral.
Oh my goodness.
And so I haven't yet, because obviously, you know, there's been the lockdown and all these restrictions, but I will honor my, in fact, I have got a hat. I don't think I've brought it with me. No, it's in the next room. That is my funeral hat, because I like to honor the people who've passed on,
yeah,
by dressing up and wearing you know, a hat to, yeah. I see it as, you know, I'm celebrating their life. Anyway, what I wear out and about when it's not freezing cold, stuff like that. Yes. Wow. Either like that, which is actually the correct way to wear them, or slightly like that.
Okay. Which
is a bit Instagrammy.
Yeah.
By the way, I think Instagrams are really I have to be careful what I say. I don't take it seriously.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is a charity shop hat, £5, and I wear this a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Love
it.
Yeah.
Really lovely. Well, lots of inspiration there, Penny. Can't wait to get down to my charity shop in Monkton Village and see if I can find something amazing down there. So thank you very much for that. And I'm going to hand over to you, and perhaps you'd like to ask Penny any questions that we've got.
Absolutely, yes. We've had quite a few questions. Penny, the first question is from Bridget. She would love to know what ones are the best charity shops. So is it Cancer Research? Is it Mind? Are there any particular that stand out for you?
No, you see, there are the professional, I'd almost call them professional charity shops. Oxfam's and Cancer Research and Heart. No, actually, the Heart one, Heart Foundation, I've forgotten what it's called. Anyway, gosh, that seems to specialise in vintage, and that's very, very good. To be honest, they have become much more universally. You go into one Oxfam shop and you see a similar shop. What I like doing is finding that there are occasionally some gems of charity shops that I mean, I would say all Age UK and Oxfam and all those ones, Scope, they're almost becoming corporate in their attitude and sort of presentation. So it's lovely to find a good charity shop that has nothing to do with any of that. And they're just supporting their local hospice. And they're lovely, actually.
More of an independent
yes, there's an independent feel to it as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can't say which is my favourite.
No,
my local one is Oxfam and Age UK, and they're terrific. Yeah.
Right. So question from Dolce. She said, how do you find your style? Is it what you like, or is it more based on your body shape, or just something that makes you feel something in a particular way?
I think, yes, you're right. Now, should one take into consideration one's body shape? Yes, you must be aware of your own body and what it can do. See, this is where I think I cannot abide the, and I haven't seen too many, the articles that say this is clothing appropriate for the 20s, teens to 20s, 20s to 30s, 30s to 40s. And then sometimes they stop at 65. I mean, how dare they, honestly? You know, I think, what is your, I've said this before, but I truly mean it. You know, what does your heart say you would like to wear? And if you're a little underweight or overweight, I'm sure when you look in the mirror, you think, now, what could I wear? What, and I'm looking in the mirror. What could I wear? And what would I really like to wear? It'll come.
Yeah. So it really is about how it makes you feel as well.
Makes you feel, absolutely. Yes, you've got to feel good. Yes. And so this is why I can't abide journalists saying this is appropriate for the 75 plus. No. I mean, no. I doubt that they have studded boots in it anyway on their list.
So a couple of questions about your background before your retirement. So Joan would like to know if you had any writing experience before retirement. And then also Catherine has asked, is your background in fashion, or is it more of a passion?
No, it's a passion for fashion rather than a background in fashion. So my goodness me, I was a nurse. I was a nurse for 15 years and then gave it up for children and so on and so forth. And then went to uni. I was actually, there's a split between the sort of hands-on caring and the academic. And I failed my A level, so I went to uni and graduated at 40 and started a completely new career in the voluntary sector. And by that, I mean, I wasn't actually volunteering. I was actually part of the admin, but what I landed in, not just, I moved on to research and evaluation. And I did that and development of services. So actually development of services started first. I ended up in a national project. And then I became freelance and I was a researcher and development. And then I had to write reports. And somebody said to me, Penny, your reports read like stories. So there's a writing gene in my family, actually, Bryony. Yeah. I've got an uncle who's a published author. And my father wrote his memoir. I mean, I think my paternal side, there's a writing gene.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it makes sense being able to kind of write all of those blog posts and coming up with all sort of those stories, yeah. And then just a final question. This is from June. Because you spend less, do you feel like you buy more?
Yes, somebody once said to me, a friend of mine, you know, I've got fewer clothes than you, but they're better quality. I mean, she's quite straightforward, my friend. Straightforward. And I said to her, but look, I've got quality clothes as well, but if I had to buy them with my, you know, at the full price, I'd buy about 1 or 2 a year. You know, I would have so few clothes. So I just, don't have a wardrobe that's large, because you'll fill it. And I have actually had a talk with myself that consumption for this earth is bad. And that actually includes, I mean, I haven't scratched the surface behind charity shops, really. There is a problem with the amount of stuff that they get, and a huge amount of it goes to Africa, where it ruins the local indigenous craft and fashion industry. So that's, you know, too much that goes into charity shops is not a good thing. So I've said to myself, I really must consume less, and that includes charity shopping. But I'll never stop looking.
It's nice to have a browse sometimes anyway.
It is nice to have a browse, yes.
Well, thank you so much. I'll hand back to Tricia now.
Okay.
Right.
So thank you so much, Penny. It's been an absolute delight to talk to you, and I know everybody watching and listening to this will have loved your hints and tips and so on, and probably opened their minds up to the possibility of, you know, truffling out some little gem, just like you do on a regular basis. And I personally can't wait for the next time that you and I meet up at the Victoria to have a lovely cup of tea and a cream cake, and see a great exhibition. So thank you for your company this afternoon. It's been really, really delightful, and thanks to everybody for your company and for the fact that you've joined us. So bye-bye everybody, and thank you again, Penny, and bye-bye.
It's been a delightful experience. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.